I'm gonna ask question to like give closure to the story,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna have to go back and do kind of like a topic discussion
Okay.
regarding the story. Does that make sense?
It will. I'll go on with the flow.
Okay. Okay. So the question is, how did you guys break it off? Or how did you break it
Okay.
off with him?
Favorite and increase. Do edited version and extended version on your platform. See, that's too long. I wish I could tell. Okay, how it broke off was because this became like a year of that, back and forth. Where both of us walk in our flesh, both of us, whatever. Okay. Let me just speak for myself. Speaking for myself,
Mm-hmm.
um, there was so many opportunities where the enemy had gotten in, and I let him in. Let me say that I let him in, and I clouded my own judgment, and we both created this atmosphere where I saw something that I was like, this ain't God. This is not God ordained. This man have no idea what honesty is. And you seen it, G. And to me, you know, people that the devil is a liar, that's the truth. You know how you could be a liar is different from, or deceit and lies is different from your intent. If your intent is
Yeah.
to be on time and you literally are just a late person, you wake up, tag, I thought I was getting ready on time. I had my car, did everything right, and you still late because you still aren't changed.
Yeah.
Your intent is to change, and you mean it every time you apologize to your boss. And then it's something where when you're telling someone I'm going to be on time, you know in your heart I'm not. I don't care to be, and I'll sit there in the car until 2 minutes later just to see if I can get away with it. That's a difference. That's a deception. That's a hard issue. And I started to realize he wasn't there yet. He wasn't there yet. He did not believe that he wasn't going to lie again. He knew he would.
Yeah.
Because the whole time he would say, why do you like me? And he would try even harder to show me this person that I wanted to see. But he knew I was starting to wake up, and I had to get closer to God. I had to start cutting some stuff out for real, on some real stuff, like not doing what I want at the same time expecting God to show up. I had to like erase me and my mindset and my ways, leave her over there because I was getting tired. I was getting stressed. I wasn't performing at my spiritual level that I should have been. I was dying. Like I
Mm.
was literally killing myself by trying to tell him, you are an honest person. I believe you can do it. When I said yes off of faith. I know who God told me you was. I know who you are. I know what you do,
From
and I
the
know who
get-go.
you are. And I know for a fact that we are not what we do. You know how I know we not what we do? Because I do some stuff, but I know I'm not that person. God already told me I'm
Yeah.
a child of God, and I'm blameless. So it wasn't an arrogant thing, but this is confidence in who I know that I am spiritually. But he was, he did not believe he was this person that I say he was. You can tell it over and over again. But if somebody believes in their head, like I'm not a good person, I don't deserve nothing good. I I'm horrible. All of you have no idea all the stuff that I done. And like I said, when you do some stuff and you kind of are, and you know you're guilty, you just cannot perform. It is impossible. And I see why God says for sure sin is a way to death, because it's you know, you know what you do. And it started to get to that point to where no matter what I said, it was like every time I do something, it's like it's getting worse. I'm a horrible person. It was like he started to think that the person who he was, I could see it. Like you see the real monster that I am. It's all the time I've been lying to you. It's like you starting to see it, so it scared him and made him be even worse. I think
Wow.
he hit even more. He started to not be there, and I'm literally saying like, yes, you can. But we have to do this together. We have to present our flaws, take it to the altar, ask God to change our, clean our hearts out, because we both recognize we got some stuff that ain't right. And it's arrogant and horrible to continue to ask God to bless something, and we're not doing our part. Faith without works is
Mm.
dead. This is facts. His word don't need nothing extra, and it is the truth. And I believe it's the truth, so it is the truth. This is a fact for me. Well, what do you believe? You know, so I
Well,
got to the point that this
wait,
last couple months,
let,
I started to ask, what do you believe? What I had to sit back and stop telling him what he should believe and ask him, well, what do you believe?
let me interrupt you right quick. Something you said, and I don't want to forget. You said it earlier, and I wanted to bring something up, and you just said it again. So I feel like I'm supposed to say, man, I I find it how super smart and deceitful the enemy can be by like when we mess up and we do something we know we're not supposed to be doing, and instead of getting up, apologizing to God, and moving on, it's like the enemy remind us that, well, you already messed up anyways, so there's no point of you trying to act like you're good now, so you might as well just keep going, not realizing in that mindset we just digging our own hole and getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and the deeper we get into it, the harder it is to now move out.
Absolutely.
Versus had it been in the beginning, it's not that it'll be super easy, but it wouldn't be as hard.
Right.
And there wouldn't be so much consequences, and the heart wouldn't be so attached to it.
Because it changes your mindset. I promise you, it changes your mindset when you are on purpose with your purpose. When you are,
because you start making it okay.
I start making it okay, and I wanted so badly for it to go in the way that I know God wanted it to go. I can be obedient. I can become celibate again. I can serve you, God, and still keep my man. I can be pleasing to him, and I can be pleasing to you, God. I know you will turn it around. That's what my hope was. And God kept saying, yeah, my word alone is good enough. You ain't got to do nothing extra. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And I kept saying, I trust you, God, but I wasn't doing it. I was trying so hard, but I could not do it. For some reason, I couldn't, like, okay, Gwen, it don't matter. Be celibate. Stop cursing. Stop drinking. Get yourself together. Start being more responsible with your finances. Because that is how a person can see who God is. So that's what you really want. You really want him to become a good man of God and an honest man of God, and to not lie, because the devil is a liar. You can't just keep telling him that stuff. If God's word alone is not going to change him, what makes you think you saying his words is going to change him? So I had to wake up and realize, like, gee, you can't keep preaching to the choir. Walk it like you talk it, and if that don't change nobody, who cares? That's not you've done your part.
Right.
But I had to get the courage to do that because I had walked in the mess for so long. I was responsible for it. In my brain, I was responsible for everything that I was reaping. Period. I was responsible for it. So I was not going to just abandon this. I wasn't going to abandon him, because now that I wake up and I realize that this person is the person that you ran away from that very first time, and you blocked the very first time, how disloyal was that for me to abandon mission?
Yeah.
Because I am him too.
Yeah.
You or me. I sin like you sin. It might not be the exact same sin, then it may be different. Yours is not higher, mine is not lower. So I would not leave you. I refuse to leave hurt him, because I'm such an analyzer. I was like, all right, he is he's this, he's that, he's that. And it would be times where I would be begging him to tell me, to look at me in the mirror and show that, where I need to. But he was like, you perfect, you're great, you're amazing. I need to work up to where he would never give me what I needed. My spirit needed to say, gee, you tripping. You're a woman, a guy, you know better. And I needed him, because you see it firsthand. But he couldn't do it because he don't know who I am in Christ, nor do he know Christ like that. He couldn't see that. I just need you to be in position for me to be able to do what I need to do, go ahead and do what I want to do, and you still be there. That's all the enemy see. I just need to use you. But God is saying, I want to use you. Who you finna choose? And then I was choosing at the same time. I was trying to choose both in my own little way, because I was going off of his words. But his words were saying, I want to turn, I want to do right, I want to do. But the fruit was showing me over and over again. It was like, look, if you ever got hit in the head with one of them fruits that come out the tree out of nowhere, them little rotten fruits, I don't even know where fruit trees come from in the city, but sometimes they there. I was like, I started dodging. I'm like, like, oh, I'm still here, babe. Come on, let's go. Like, I started dodging. Like, I'm still here. Come with me. God is calling us. I wanted him to come with me so bad. I did. Like, we both been tripping, and remember, we both talked about it. We both were saying we was gonna start fasting. We both were saying we was gonna go back to study. We both were saying that's why we not getting what we want. We both like, come on. But low key, like, girl, the whole time I've been an enemy. I've been trying to bring you down, and you big dummy, So that's where it got to within this last month, where I said, by any means necessary, Lord, I'm finna walk in your path, because this is making me sick. I feel stupid now, because by now we up to a lot of times where the deceit has happened, and that apologies aren't as humbling no more. They like, man, over that. And it might not have been involving nobody else, but it was lies over something stupid. That's made it even worse. I'm like, dang, if you'll lie about this, you'll lie about anything.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, so after a while, a person just get tired of apologizing, because you've already decided this is too much damage for me to try to repair. Like, you start, period. And I'm gonna go back to the same job metaphor. If you go to your job and you keep going on, you apologizing, and you late, and they say, okay, right, this is your point system, and you keep doing after so long, you're not gonna even respect that policy no more.
Nope.
You're not.
It's a joke now.
Like, they don't care. You know, my job hella cool. What do you want me to say? Excuse my language. I always say
right.
That. Okay, but my job's super cool, man. We just go to run McDonald's before we go. You start to abuse it, it's just because that's flesh.
Yeah.
That's flesh, and you don't even know you're abusing your grace period. Your job has a grace period, but why would you show up at 9:03 every day?
And then we want to be surprised when we get fired.
You want to get surprised when you get fired because you done showed up at 9:04 7 times, and you like 9:04. Seriously, y'all gonna fire me, and I be here and I be doing this, that, and the other, and every time I go, all these customers call me, how many sales I get? You get arrogant, and he got to that point where he like, look, bro, hey, don't I get you flowers every other week? I'm always, ain't I'm constantly begging you what you need, what you want, like, ain't I, you know what I mean? Like, I'm this, like this, my resume is lit. What is you talking about? You can't come to me by no 9:04. And it got to that point, but by now I'm sick. I'm like, ain't just Glenn, you're not happy. You're not being fed spiritually. You have neglected God for this, for flowers, for great looking resume, for love, for having a great man who got on one knee and said like this. But is he a great man of spirit? If you were on the island, I would always say, if I was on an island and we have nothing, could I trust him with my life? And my answer was no, absolutely not.
So
it was not kind of, sort of, it was no, absolutely not. Why? Because he was lying about small stuff. So I'm thinking to myself, if I'm on an island and I'm sick and I'm hurt and I need him to go fish. There's not that many fish in the ocean. He go fish. He found 1 out of 5 days. Is he finna come share it with me? Or is he gonna hide it and say all it was this little one? Is it possible you could die if there's a snake behind your head? Is he gonna time the kind that's finna run, or is he finna push you out the way and get bit by the snake? He gonna run, and once he get over there and safety, he gonna say, "Hey, it was a snake behind your head." These were the characteristics I was seeing. I was sick. But while we sitting there with plenty of fruit, and while we sitting there with plenty of everything is all good, you're a perfect man then, because he can hand you one of them fruits when it's abundance of it, of fish. Then that's what we judge out for. If it's abundant of fish over here and this man is bringing you fish, you like, there's plenty of men who don't even bring the fish over. You got to get your own fish. That don't matter. That don't matter. You gotta see what God is trying to show you and apply it to every situation. Scars, good, bad. And as long as you got a good truck, as long as you got a 401k, as long as you tall, as long as you dark and handsome and you funny, and you open the door for me, then it's okay for you to continue to feed me bad fruit. No, that is not okay. Because if you didn't have all of that, what would you have left on that resume? Would I still be attracted to the person in the heart? And you know, but I had nothing. He had everything. He had more than me. But what I was given was fruits of the spirit, because that's what I was able to give. I said, let's do this. So let's cut off anything physical. And let's see if you know me or you love me still. And I'll see if I love you. That's how we can test and see if it's real. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and talk to God. I want to start pleasing him more than you. I've been said I wanted to, but because I was so guilty of not doing that, I didn't want to just run off on the plug twice. I didn't want to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, come with me, because I done got myself into something. It's like you going on a journey and you see a baby that need help. You can't not pick the baby up.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have that much or your arm is hurting, you can't. So I could not abandon him. And he wasn't helpless, but I knew he didn't know the guy that I knew. I already knew he
Right.
was. And I knew that he would be top-notch, best man ever if he knew the guy that I know. So everything that's good about him finna be times a million great. And then you got to understand that, like I said, God, I was getting messages from both sides. So I was thinking that if I walk straight, I'm going to get the good stuff. But since I had been crooked myself, that I was also, that's why I was receiving crooked fruit from him. He's a great man physically, but spiritually, I'm not feeling it. I don't like you. Like, I don't like what you talk about. I don't like your conversation. I don't like the way you treat your coworkers. I don't like who you are in your text messages. That's not the same person. You got to apply that. You're not the same person. You're different. How come somebody can come and tell me about this other man who I have no idea who he is? Who is this? So now I'm going to fight you, and I'm going to beef with you, and I'm going to be stressed and sick about who you are in the world. But in reality, who I want in the world is a man of great integrity. I want a man, we on an island. You go right, I go left. You grab as many people as you can. I grab as many people as I can. Me be back here. Let's feed them.
Okay.
That's who I want. But he was not there. He was the opposite. You the kind of go over there and kill him. And then come back and be like, I ain't see nobody.
Two things that I want to say before I forget. That just came to my head while you were talking. It's the first one. I guess what purpose it is for a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul.
Amen.
And that goes with the part about he had the physical, he had all of those good things, but spiritually, it wasn't. Which also brings to, how can two people walk together unless they agree? And none of those were in effect. And this was somebody that you were potentially going to give the rest of your life to, and you'll have to submit to, given the fact that you're the submitter.
Yeah.
So how was that going to work? And then you were out here trying to play his savior because you felt bad for getting yourself into a situation that got you sinning like him.
That is correct. And this took me a whole year, or I'm going to say this, to shut up enough, to clean, to recognize enough what I had been doing. And God one day just humbled me. And this was when I gave back the ring. This was the actual moment or day I gave back the ring. Because I had gotten so sick. And in January, one of my best friends threw a, I wish I would have brought that, one of those parties where you vision board party. And my vision board helped me to really see where I was 2018, where I ended up at the beginning of 2019, and I looked a mess. I looked a mess to myself. When I looked in the mirror spiritually, I looked a mess. You know, I knew I wasn't, this is yucky. It's like waking up and you got slime all over you. I felt like that. And I said, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. You know, I was like, I want to just be fit. I just want to, and by then we living together, but it's by default. So I'm like, I'm going to sleep downstairs. You can sleep upstairs. And I need to get away. You know, I'm not doing it no more, period, flat out. 2019, I don't care. I'm not doing it no more. This is confusing my brain. Who I was before I met you, I was 4 years celibate. I don't want to. I don't want to do it no more. And I'm sorry if it hurts you, and I will hope you come with me. And he was like, okay, I try. But that wasn't the only thing I did. When I went downstairs and I went separate, I was praying every day for him. Lord, I'm sorry I have been in your way. I'm sorry I have been selfish. I'm sorry that I did not pay attention to what I was doing. I've been trying to bully you. I literally couldn't understand. After these days where I had stopped doing these things, I started to see, and he became more irritated. He would be upstairs like, look, hey, you gonna push me away. You know I need my desires filled. You know, like, a man gotta have his desires filled. And I'm like, I understand, and I totally respect, you know, if you can't do this with me, you know, but I made a decision to try to please God. You know, I have to. I can't do it no more because I'm not being a good woman to you or a good wife to you. In the Proverbs 31 wife, who I know that I am, I can't be that to you because I don't even look at you the same, and I don't look at me the same. This is not good. Like, we haven't produced anything good. We don't have a date. We don't have a spot. We don't have a home together yet. We don't have we have a savings together yet, but what's in there? What are we doing? If this is not obvious that this is not God, is not in this,
you don't want it.
Then we doing something wrong, hon. Let's try something different. Let's just try God out this time. And I'm still was trying to get him to come with me, but it was irritating him more.
Yeah.
So now I get to see him not as my fiance, but I get to see him as a man. As a man, because I'm not giving him anything physical anymore. So I get to see him as a man, and I'm still praying for him because I'm still hoping that all the good in him that he's doing will come with and be saved and be baptized, and then God will get rid of the bad with our help and with his help. But he had to make the choice to do it too. I knew I had to make the choice, but he wasn't making that choice. I could see it on him. He wasn't. It was the spirits was on him heavier than ever. He was drinking so much more. He was smoking 4 and 5 blunts a day. And he would do good at times where it would just be one or here and there. But I started to see it, and I was like, no, Lord, the devil is a liar. Can't have him. Like, no, this is the opposite of what we're supposed to be doing. But he was trying to make it seem like he was so stressed because I wasn't giving him the cookies, or I was changing it. Our man needs his desires. And I was like, I'm sorry if that's the case. And then one day, like I said, I had that epiphany where God was, after like about 10 days of me just being consistent with sleeping separate and talking to God again and getting familiar with him again and telling him, you know what, I'm tripping. I haven't talked to you the way I used to. And just really talking to him like an old friend after you have to realize you have been a good friend. And he just started revealing things to me. He started revealing the spirits that was on him. He started revealing the spirits that were on me. He started to show me. And one day I just woke up and he was like, I said to myself, wow, that was very selfish. I went to this thing savage. I threw like if you're going fishing, I put on the end of the fishing a lust bait. I knew what I put on there, and I went fishing for a lust fish. I didn't fish for no husband. I got tired. I had to remember. God reminded me, like, remember when you made that decision with the throw out there, you knew what you threw on that bait. And why do you think that the same fish that you caught is a beautiful little salmon something? It's not good for you, sis. This is something you caught a lust fish because that's what you was looking for. And you've been eating it. You've been eating this big lust fish. Like, what are you expecting to come up out of it? And
I don't know.
Like, oh, you're right, God. And I just felt selfish. I felt rude. I felt hypocritical. I felt everything. And I felt like I had been trying to bully God, and I had been trying to bully him. And I sent him a long text and I apologized. And I said, I'm so sorry. I did not hear you. You kept saying to me, I'm trying. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't meet you with a Bible in my hand. I was trying to be this man that you wanted. I was trying my best to please you, but I don't know what you're talking about when you talk about this equally yoked stuff. I don't know. I got desires. I have desires. I like to drink. I like to smoke. I like to spend money. I like to have. He said these things like I've been trying to show you that, but I used to be so aggravated at you saying, okay, you're right, G, I am going to do it, but then you don't do it. And my reaction would just be like, ugh, I would be like, that's a liar. Like, that's, but a person who don't know God or who he is in God will do whatever to get what they want. They're going to do it. That's what the devil do. And at the end of the day, whether it was him knowing or whether it was him trying to manipulate me, it didn't matter. God had just showed me. And I said, and I was crying like I was weeping because I was him. I was everything that I accused him of being. A liar. I was a hypocrite. I was just tripping. I was tripping. And I said, I'm sorry, and I told him that. I sent him a long message and he hit me with the same thing. Because I had said this message before, but I'd never repented and felt
right.
I felt. I was normally on some my bad. I knew what I was doing. I was being savage. I was just, but this time I God showed me, and each time he hit me with another word, I just was weakened. And I apologized, and I knew he didn't get it because he was like, it's not you, it's me and my bad ways and my lies, and I just been you know, I
Yeah.
brought you
Yeah.
down and this, that, and the other, and it's all good. We'll be all right. But this time, I didn't care what he was saying, because what he was saying, he was still being worse. Like I said, I could still see them spirits on. It was just to keep me there. And this time, I just was like, this man never meant none of those words. But it's okay. I kept saying, it's all right. No bad feeling. You ain't even got to do all that. You got to say all that. But I'm finna go back. Like, it's like being in a car and you know for a fact y'all been lost for the whole trip. And you've been
The whole
trying
trip.
the whole trip. These signs, you've been going to California, these signs been straight saying New York in 10 minutes.
And you still kept
And you
driving.
steady driving to California. And you like, hey, babe, I think that's New York. He like, right. I see what you're saying. You know, right. And he steady going. And he like, I'm going to turn around real soon. And you like, okay. Yeah, I'm tripping, babe. We all supposed to be going to California. My bad. And you steady trying to remind, but you know you got in this car with somebody who basically said he was going to he basically showed you he was going to go to New York or whatever.
You even had the map, girl.
Man, go to California, and I'm steady saying it. After a while, I sat back like, look, Dad, it's a 5 miles to New York. And I'm like, hey, can you just let me out right here? And for a while, you thinking like it's too late. I'm just going to go ahead on New York. And then when we done there, it's like, but no, you can't. You've been told that you got to be in California at a specific time on a specific date. This is what's going to happen, but you did not listen. So now you're running out of time and you don't have time to play. I felt I had zero time to play. I had nothing else. I had to get to California at this time. I said, let me out right here. No hard feelings, because I knew we was going the whole time. I saw the signs. My apologies for yelling at you the whole trip, trying to tell you to hit a U-turn, trying to tell you we're going the wrong way, and not just getting my butt out the car. I done drove you crazy and me crazy for you not listening. So you can let me out the car. Thank you very much, sir, for the ride, and you have a good day. I did that. And he steady. Like, it was like he was just like, it's all my fault. But I'm like, no, it's okay. It's all my fault. But that's where you going. You going to New York, you go ahead. But you're not going to make me get back in a car with you again, and you steady pointing up north. It's obvious now, because God didn't show me, He didn't claim me. Is you going north, you can't trick me no more.
Yeah.
So after that, I wrote that message that day. He was super nice. And I was like, I don't think he get it. And I was going to give the ring back, but I had a client at the time, and I didn't want to do it while the client was there. So he came in, and I was just working, and I was like, hey, what did you interpret from the message I sent earlier? He was like, you just being back hard on yourself, and, you know, it was not all you, it was me too, and it's okay, and it's going to be all right. I was like, okay. So I want to give you this ring, you know, just wanted to basically I was saying that because I said it in a message that I don't want to go in this direction no more. We are equally yoked. He had admitted to basically saying, I didn't hear you. I didn't know what unequally yoked meant. And I kept saying, you right. Let's get on the same path. Give me another chance. I want to know God. I want to get back. I was saying that, but he had already said, yeah, that's what unequally yoked mean. Then I want my desires to be filled. I had already asked him, do you believe that the Holy Bible is the truth? So do you think Jesus is the truth, the way down? He was like, huh. And this was like a week before I gave the ring back. Why you been asked this man that? And I had to ask them, but not directly. It was in ways, so he was showing me that he believed what I believe, but it was deceptive. Before I even get to the question here, it was like, you know, we need to go ahead on and hit the church this weekend. We haven't read no. So before I could get the question out, it was already showing me that we were equally yoked, but in deceitful ways. But I said, do you believe, one day when I was calm, I asked, I said, do you believe that in the Bible? Do you believe it's instruction? Do you believe it's the truth and inspired by the truth and God? And he was like, the hesitancy was enough. Because this is why I was walking right, and God put these things on me. Just ask. There's no judgment. I don't condemn you. And when I asked, that's it. And that's where I sent that message. And then later on that night, I gave the ring back, and he was like, just looking like, are you really finna get his ring back? And I knew he always said, when you get that ring back, that is letting me know.
That's it.
And it's still, I don't think it really was, though. But it made him mad. I saw it made him internally mad, internally sad, and rejected. It's like the enemy was like, you know who I am. It was like, it was not like, you're right. We need to, and I still would hope that it was going to be like, before I lose this great woman of God, she's serious. By then I had been walking in obedience. I had been doing it for a minute, so I was confident in this. It wasn't just talk no more. I hadn't
Yeah.
up no twat in a minute, and I didn't care that he was acting different. I didn't care that he wasn't showing up at the same time. You're an hour later. I didn't care. I couldn't look at you because I started to look at me and saw every God showed me and what I was doing wrong. So it was no, but the enemy was trying to make me look back over at him to see things he was doing so I could cry and be upset again. You lied to me again. I'm like, no, I ain't no victim. You knew what you was doing. I didn't even care no more because while I was looking at me, God still showed me, pray for him. And I did. I was able to pray for him, but I was able to pray for him outside of a girlfriend and my feelings or somebody who I'm smashing and you owe me this. He owed me nothing.
Right. Because you know what you got yourself
I
into.
owe God what I promised to give him. That's the only person who was owing anybody something. I was in debt. So I stopped looking at how he could have been in debt for me. I'm in debt to the Lord because he has kept me. He's kept my brain.
Right.
I should have lost my brain and my mind.
Right.
I have not been doing anything correct. I could have, this man a liar. He could have been lying about who he was sleeping with. You could have had diseases. I just thought everything that could have happened to me, but none of that happened. He was still good to me on the outside, but he was a different person because I could see the spirits on him was being irritated, and I knew he was doing some stuff, but I couldn't prove it, and I didn't care to prove it. It was days where I wanted to, and I was like, yeah, that just means you need help coming out the door when God already told you can go ahead on.
Right.
I'm just trying to have I lost a good girl time. Maybe I wanted my ego to be fed again, like, you lost a good girl line, nigga, I told you won't do right, but no, because you wasn't a good girl. You weren't no good girl doing what you was doing. That you was a girl, but you wasn't a wife that you know you are.
Mm.
You're a wife, and you know you are. You are a virtuous wife. You are a Proverbs 31 wife, and you tried to turn boo boo into beautiful perfume. And just throw the whole boo boo away.
Happen.
Throw the whole boo boo away. And I did. I gave it back and I was confident. And after that, we were in counseling and everything. And even the counselor was on some old, you hurt his feelings. And I remember calling the counselor and asking, can I speak? Is she a Christian? Does she believe in God? Like, I had to ask. It took him a week to get back to me. I was like, because I knew I had seen so many different spirits that I couldn't. I was like, the enemy was trying. He was trying to attack my brain, my mind, and my body because I had made a decision to go forth with God, with or without him. And I meant it. So he was coming. So I was like, let me let this counselor. Let me just make sure this is not another crack.
Right, right.
And she was like, no, I'm not an atheist, but I really don't disclose my religion. That's fine. As long as you're not an atheist. That's what I said. Because, God, you can use anybody. So she separated us. We had one counseling session together. During that one counseling session, she said, I need to see y'all separate. This before you. She was like, this before you. So that was helping to confirm that it was more than what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
It was what I saw, It was, and as a woman, it's not. I used to always ask, like, who fault was it, Adam or Eve's? God, why didn't you specify? Why did I used to ask? Why do you specify? This was starting to come to me as I was walking. I said, it is both our fault. Period. It was even. He made us even. He put that man to sleep when he made you, which means that you have more wisdom, not even more wisdom. You know some things that he don't know. He knows some things that you don't know. You wasn't up when he was made, but he made that man in your image, and you come from him. So therefore, just like you over there not listening, that little thing that was in there telling you, hey, this you gonna eat this fruit, and you ate it. I bit it. I took it to my man. So that's why I was thinking, me going and giving you this sex, I'm giving you this fruit. How rude of me. And to expect you to be healthy, and I'm giving you fruit that I know is bad too. And you biting it. And you biting it.
Yeah.
You know it's bad. So we even. I can't say you did this to me, and you can't say I did this to you. So God was revealing that thing. I was like, all right, but how come you didn't come out until Adam got mad and said that it's what did he say? He said, you gave me this woman.
The woman you gave to me.
And this woman you gave to me, and she gave me the fruit. Basically, he blamed God and her. But that is the whole vicious cycle. The whole vicious cycle. She was over there by herself, and she listened, and she took the fruit. So we could easily say he could have been like, hey, what you doing over there? Get away from that tree. That's what we would want, right? That would be great. And you'd be like, okay, move, I gotta go. But he didn't, and that's okay. She knew what she was doing. Or She could have taken it. He'd be like, wait, where you get this from? And she could have been like, something over there was telling me, the serpent thing was saying if we bite it. And he could have been like, no, I heard God's word clearly. He told me we cannot partake. Throw it down, baby. So that's when I realized, Gwen, you cannot have a man who does not have an ear and a word for God. If
Come
he's
on.
not in position to hear God clearly, you both are doomed. So that's when I realized I can't change that thing around. I got to have it just like he meant it to be. And the word repeats itself over and over and over again throughout the whole entire Bible. So you ain't got to have read it from the beginning to the end. You can read one verse, and that's enough for you to keep wanting to read more and be like, all right, God, dang, that. I was at McDonald's, and remember I was reading Proverbs yesterday? Yeah, I felt it. So he's going to keep placing those steps in your life when you do your part. So then I realized, you know what? I'm going to start right now. Here's your ring, and I love the God in you that God showed me. God told me what you were capable of. And now I'm speaking to the man that God created in his image. Not in my sight and what I've seen. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this while walking away knowing what he did for me. He created me out of your rib to not also eat from that same tree. But I'm not handing you the fruit no more. I don't want no responsibility in this.
No more.
You can throw it down with me, or you can stay there partaking in it. But at the end of the day, I'm going to trust God, what God said. God gave that man that word. And if he sends me someone who has the word so tight to where he's going to look and say, hey, get away from that tree, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. But I will not be walking in no garden, eating off this one tree when you gave me 1,000,000
others,
Lord. And I ain't talking about no man. I'm talking about the trees and the fruit of life that he has given us. Abundance of. Abundance. How dare I go and stand over there by that tree and eat this rotten fruit? How stupid of me. So I am grateful and I'm joyful. I'm happy that he did not kill me. You allowed me to still eat. And now I'm more aware than ever to not touch that tree.
Yeah. Okay.
Never,
okay. Before you move on, right? When I first heard the story, you told me about, and this picture will not get out of my mind. And it's regarding what you said about being grateful that he's giving you the fruit of life. I don't know where this happened. And it's after you gave back the ring. He was upstairs. That was the day you kicked him out. And you go upstairs. And then you guys had that conversation. Right. And you literally, spiritually, with your own eyes, saw all the demons and his face and what he said to you. Please repeat that.
Okay. So the final night, like I said, when I gave back the ring, this had been like a whole week later. He had been asking me to do stuff, but the counselor lady had told me, be clear. You gave back the ring. Be clear on what you want to do. Be clear. And I did it like 2 days before Valentine's Day because I didn't want him to go do too much. And if I knew this is what my heart was going to do, I had to be honest and I had to be have integrity and all of that because I didn't want him to give me nothing. I didn't want that. I knew I didn't want to walk this way no more. So I gave my ring back and he was like, well, I made reservations in 2 days. You can't leave me by myself on Valentine's Day. So I was like, and I did go to dinner with him. But after that, the lady was on Monday of Valentine's Day of February. She said, you know, you got to be clear. I was like, well, he had made plans and I didn't want to hurt his feelings. She said, you already hurt the man's feelings. I was like, okay. I was like, you know, and she was like, and then he told me you got him flowers and balloons and stuff like that. I was like, well, yeah, because he had when I woke up on Valentine's Day, he had laid a big bird and I was on my bed, so I didn't want to. I'm not saying I don't appreciate him, and I don't want it to be ending like that. I don't want it to be like you did bad, I did bad. It shouldn't have to. Relationships don't have to end ugly. This is just a firm, confident decision for me to serve God and for me to go back to who He called me to be. You know, I had a little vacation, and the plane might have crashed or whatever. I got stuck on the island a little longer, but that's okay. So what's wrong with me still showing love? I was like, my intent was not to confuse him. My intent is not to hurt. She was like, that's fine, but you got to make it clear because he don't get it. You can't fix him. She said, you can't fix him. was like, wow. She said, yeah, that's just before you. That's just who he is. Just you either gotta accept it or you don't. Or you not. And I said, well, I already made a decision not to. She said, okay, what's up? What you still around for? So after that, I just kept saying no to anything he wanted to go to, anything he wanted to do. And every time it was like he just didn't like me. So on this final day of him kind of like had enough of his flesh starved for me, like, you haven't fed my ego and told me you like me, like nothing. When I came to the house, he was laying on the bed in the dark with a hoodie on. I cut the light on, and I had called his phone, and he didn't. Not only did he not answer, it was off. The phone was like off. In this 2 years, this man ain't never in his life not answered my phone call, let alone for it to be off. Not phone ain't never went dead, nothing. And I knew right then and there, the devil is a liar. But God had prepared me already and moved me back to where whatever it was, it wasn't gonna hurt me as bad as it could have. Had he still been my fiance, had I still been sexing him, all of that. God was really watching out for me and ordering my steps. So when I walked in that room and I cut that light on, I seen it. It was the devil full-fledged. It wasn't him. And I said, well, what you need to tell me? What you do? He was like, what you mean? I said, what you do? And he was like, just looking. And I was like, he was like, what you think I did? By now, he arrogant and he kind of mad. By now, at this point in our relationship, he like, don't really have no explanation to give me no more. You already broke up with me. You left me. You ain't touching me. You ain't giving me no, you're not like, you rejected me over and over again. So he really didn't have no super love like that for me. And I was like, I see it all over you. I don't know how many warnings that you've gotten from God, I was like, but you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to. Like, he was like, how do you know so much? How do you always know what I've done and what I'm doing? Like, how do you see this stuff? And I was like, I don't know. It's just God. What is it? Like, can you tell the truth once in your life? Like, because by every time that he's ever told the truth, he never told the truth. It was me knowing something, presenting it, and then him saying, you know what, I was tripping. I was just so ashamed. And sometimes I don't know how, playing that role. And this time he didn't. He's like, all right, I'm tell you. And when he told me, it was like the full-blown blood devil. I've been doing this, and the other. And I didn't move, y'all. I stood there and looked. Because I was under the full protection of God. Like, God had put me in a freaking clear tunnel where I could hear, but I heard nothing from the enemy. I heard God. But what the enemy was saying outside that tube was, you ain't nothing. I've been doing this, that, and the other. I've been trying to bring you down. He said, I've been trying to bring you down since I met you. I'm trying to bring you
That's
down.
the part that got to me.
And I'm standing there looking at him. And he's saying these physical acts that he's partaking in. He's saying some stuff that would have had a woman go in the kitchen, get a knife, 2 AKs, a baby squirrel, a Hummer, hit him with it, but I didn't hear anything except for this man is completely gone to his flesh. Thank you, Lord, for removing me out the way so I can have the heart to see, to be thankful that I'm not there. These prayers are going at the same time, or these thoughts are coming in my head at the same time as his face is telling me on some old, please give me a reaction. He said, why are you saying nothing? You scaring me. I was like, he was like, and I've been doing this, and I really have not. I'm not SHIT. I'm horrible. I do got a lot of demons on me. You've been right the whole time. I'm trying to bring you down. Where I mean, it was flowing off his tongue like the devil was literally telling me, I've been trying to kill you, B. Been trying to. Why you ain't been? I've been waiting for you to tell me to get the F out for I don't know how long. What took you so long? I started praising God like, you pulled me out the lion's den? Me? I was so grateful that did not sting me like the enemy intended it to. You know what I did? After he got done with the longest, most evil friend, I walked in that basement. I grabbed that oil that the pastor had. I've never had no anointing oil in my life. I rubbed it on my hands. As I was walking down them steps, it was a little peek of Gwen in there was saying, you need to go slap the out of him. You need to go, because he been thinking you was a punk this whole time. Every time you forgave him and you prayed for him and you prayed to God that you gonna change him, you gonna change me. You're gonna make this great, because you wouldn't have had these prophets come to me and tell me that this was for me. You wouldn't have done that. But I was thinking, you duped me, you duped God. You've seen me. He's seen me in action. I was thinking all of this. Like, it's been times where I've been in restaurants. I'll see something on somebody in the spirit, and I say, God, what you want me to do? What you need me to do? And he'll tell me. And I went over to this lady, and I told her what he told me to say. And the lady was praising God in the middle of a restaurant with a live band. She ran outside. God, you've seen them. You've seen how it's been times where people have done some things, and God has used me to be a pillar of light. So how dare you try to be that? Why would you kill? Like, this was a physical attack from the enemy to try to kill a warrior of God. It was really like David and Goliath. But I went, and all those thoughts was coming through my head, because I knew my heart was innocent and full to please God. But do you know, he still walked me in that basement, God, and had me get that oil rubbing on my hands, walk back up the steps, not a tear in my eye, not anger in my heart. And I said, may I pray for you? He said, he looked confused. He said, yeah. And when I grabbed his hand with the oil in my hand, he wept. He wept. The little bit that the enemy was trying to kill him, he still wept. And I prayed. And I prayed, and I meant it. I let God use me. And I was so grateful that he had gotten me out the way to not hear what the enemy said, but to hear what he said. Even in the last peak of hope. And I said, if I had to go through all of this to deposit that prayer, because I know he's singing. And I was so happy that all them times I didn't look at him and blame him. I saw in me, what could I do better? Every time you were correcting me, every time you was correcting me, every time you gonna do that, God. Every time I went up in, you gonna pull me back out.
Every time.
Not one time did you let me get hurt. Not one time did you let me get scratched. And I'm going into the lion's den on purpose. I'm cartwheeling over the wall. On purpose. Move. It was like God was like, you know, the whole time, not a scratch. So when I prayed for him, I walked away. And he was like, what? After he wept for a while, and he went back, he turned around on that bed, and he did his little thing. And I went downstairs after I got done praying, and I was like, part of me was like, just go to sleep. That's going to hit him hard. You just pray for him. You ain't snap on him. Then God was like, no, man, that enemy just revealed his face. You better stomp it. So I went politely back upstairs. I said, okay, now can you do me a favor and go ahead on and grab your stuff and leave? It is what that was the finale. That was it. It is what it was. That's all that was supposed to happen. Goodbye. I need to not do no more. I am very confident. And he said, just while I was trying to bring you down and all this and stuff. I said, that is so funny you say that, because the whole time you trying to bring me down, God had me in your life for us to come up that way. Thank God that didn't work. All right, well, you have a good time down there, but you got to go. But what that has done for me, you know what I'm saying, for God for you to keep walking back in your path that you designate for yourself. What am I supposed to do, God? I'm being a single woman. What am I doing wrong? I'm trying to tell them how I feel. I don't want to let nobody walk all over me. And all this stuff that we do in our own mind, our own brain, at the same time we're trying to get what we want. This has allowed me to completely surrender again. Because I've completely surrendered before, but completely surrendered to his will in this relationship category. Not only that, he's got me a bag full of stuff to come out and share. There's some fruit and some seeds that he like, look here, y'all, we don't have that much time left. We don't have that much time left. And women, y'all are the key. Do not bite that fruit, and don't go give no man that fruit. And I ain't talking about just twats. Be careful how you using your powers. If you think you give good oral, if you give good sex, and you pretty and you do this, don't go and use that for your gain. You get in that word and you do what God tell you to do. We got to be Ruths. We can't be playing with these men. I'm going to forgive you. And now we using it as glory for him to be good to us because we're a forgiving woman and we smart and we got a degree and we're attractive and that ain't finna make no man turn around and see God. And I don't want no man to see me no more because I'm flawed. And the whole time I'm like, yeah, you deserve what? What exactly do you think you deserve from a man? For him to treat you right and perfect? No. You barely deserve life. But God is the only one who can give you grace and mercy. And through a person, a man, a vessel, then you're still only receiving God's love and God's mercy and God's grace. Just like that's not you and your grace and mercy that you've been showing him. That was from God. How dare you try to take credit for it? How dare you try to take credit for it? And that's why I realized, yeah, I was trying to take credit for it, and I was trying to make this man see me. But it's you who I wanted him to see. Thank you for showing him you and showing me while I was trying to get him to look. Now let me go and walk off with you because you're the better man, God. You treat me better than I treat myself.
Yeah.
And the whole time, this counterfeit spirit that was trying to host what I thought was what I wanted, God still kept me. I'm not. Yeah. I'm better. Do you understand me? I'm much better. Sorry, y'all. Hey, Alexa, play So Much Better by Marvin
Sapp. we gonna close it out with altar call.
I couldn't have made it by Marvin Sapp. real quick. But seriously, never could have made it. But I'm gonna tell you something. God is doing some stuff right now, and it's urgent that we tune in. We move. Women, we're just as important as a duty. I know we always say the man is the head. The man is the head in a household of a married couple. He is not your head
household of a married couple.
He is not your head as a single, sis. He's not.
Come on.
There's nothing that he can do for you outside of God. Everything else is a lie. He cannot provide for you. He don't have to provide for you outside of marriage. He don't have to respect you outside of marriage. He's going to do what God has told him to do.
Yeah.
And trust me, God ain't gonna ever tell him to do something that he wouldn't have you do or that's not in his word. It's gonna lie according to word. Period. And we gotta stop getting our feelings expecting for a man to be like, she's a good woman. Let me go ahead on her and pray for her and mow her grass and be. Yeah, we want all these things, but what we don't want is we don't want a man outside of God. Period. Flat out. Say that and leave it. He's not gonna be perfect. He's not gonna be holy. Than now, I'm not talking about a label, a pastor, a preacher, a minister, none of that. A police officer. No labels. You tune into your spirit and watch how your eyesight can see who is of God and who isn't. I'm talking about friends, families, co-workers. You keep doing your part and watch. Watch how you can see way more clearly. And it's not for you to take offense to and be like, that ain't but the devil. No. It's for you to pray in your head or do whatever he tells you, because he's going to give you step by step by step. It's not no in advance to where you know I'm supposed to treat her like that and leave her there. And then you stay there for 2 months. No, you don't know what God going to have you do tomorrow within the next 5 minutes. Stay connected. Because you cannot use your phone without no charger. Once it's dead, you can't use it. So don't disconnect yourself. We walk around with chargers in our purse. Walk around with God in your purse.
Come on.
With God in your heart. And quit playing. Quit dropping them off at the ships while you go get you some eggplant. All right? You can't drop him off nowhere. He said, I'll never leave you or forsake you. He's not going nowhere. And he's not going to stand back there while you go somewhere. He's not. He's with you the entire time. And I thought I was running off on the plug twice. No. He was like, girl, I'm right here. I see everything you're doing. Now, can you still see me, though? I'd be like, yeah, okay. And I am grateful I was able, and I am able to still see him.
All right. We have 19 minutes. You actually did an hour, rather. We did it. We have an hour. So it's counting down 12, 11 minutes. So we're going to say bye to everybody and topic discussion when we have the flyer out.